Hi everyone, I'm going to quickly tie a grouse and hare's ear. Now this is very much like the woodcock and hare's ear, it's just a grouse version, it's just slightly darker in colour. It's a good pattern, but the question I got asked a bit was about how to use up some of the smaller feathers on the wing. This is the wing here. Now we'll get some really nice marked feathers further up. These are like basically you've got the covert, these are upper covert, these are nice marked, they're very soft but they're lovely marks on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use them for a wing. I like to use them in wings, they're nice and soft and they're good in these sort of traditional wet flies. Now one of the patterns I liked is the kind of hare's ear. This is probably one of the earliest flies I tied when wet flies when I started, which was a good 40 years ago. So now I'm going to be using, and normally I would use a Tinsel salt, but I'm going to use a salt you can actually find quite easy, and this is the Yali, Y-L-I, it's Japanese salt. This code is 214, which is I can't remember if it's buttercup yellow or something, but it's a type of yellow. It looks like the old yellows that we used in the Tinsel salts. So anyway, what I'm going to do is wax the thread first, run it through my finger, my wax. When you start about a good head length away from the eye, come down a good half dozen turns, you tie in a tinsel. This is a small gold tinsel. Now this tinsel I got from Vineyards many years ago. I don't think they do it anymore, but a company that does proper tinsels is a company called Lagerton. So look it up and you'll be able to buy some of the tinsels. Now for the body is a hare's ear. I've got the hare's ear here. Now I'm going to be using this is a mask, so I'm going to use the longer hair at the front for the hackle, to give impression of the hackle. So what you do is when you get the ear, you just tear it off with your fingers. And when you tear it off, it mixes it as well. So you get a nice mix. Now make sure you wax your thread, but before you do that, what I like to do is just put my hook to the side, spin the bobbin anti-clockwise, which will open out the thread turns. Wax it so it's tacky, make sure there's plenty on it. And then this is the dubbin, so in my left hand, and with my finger in my right hand, I just tap it onto the thread. Just tap it all the way down. You're looking for a good inch fibre. It can be as light or as heavy as you like, but I don't like it too. I like to see the thread through it. Now, holding the thread out 90 degrees from the hook, you want to spin the bobbin holder clockwise to tighten it back up. So spin it, just be patient. By holding it out, stops the bobbin bouncing about, because if it bounces about, it will throw your dubbin. You'll see it starting to spin itself. I'll just keep going. You'll see it going. There you are, doing it itself. So it's making a nice dubbin rope. And then you just wind up. It's as simple as that. There's some left here, so we just take that away. And you want to bring your rib up through. Your rib will obviously catch in some of your dubbin as well. And you stroke it back. Catch in your tinsel, 3 or 4 turns. Bend and break it away. Yeah, as I say, leave enough room for your dubbin. It's going to be the longer guard hair from the mask. Now we tie in the wing. Now the feathers I'm going to be using is these well marked feathers. These are the kind of, as I say, upper kind of covert, if you want to call it, maybe, or just below the secondary. Now you can get a right and a left from one feather. Now I've taken away the fluff, as you can see at the base. It's a soft fibre, so you've got to sort of double up on it a wee bit, meaning have quite a wide wing, because once it's in the water it will reduce by half. There's a wee twist in that there, so you just have to be either patient, hopefully it's not cut. I'm bringing it out just to take away the taper. When you're there it's too long. If you bring it out from the stem, you'll reduce that taper, and when you're happy with it, come in with your fingers really close to the ends here at the feather and tear it away. And leave that on your desk, just set it down. And we do the same on the other side. Usually find these feathers are I've got a nice even right and a left, as you want to call it. You don't always get that. So we bring this out again. There's a nice taper there. Bring your fingers in close to the stem of the feather, and then tear the feather away from the fibres. So there we are, they're all together. Now I'm going to obviously bring these together, the right and the left. You can see the underside. I'm making sure the tips are close together. Quite simple really. Don't fight these fibres, and don't worry too much that they don't sit perfect like you would see in a magazine. You just tie them on, because it's the impression of the wing you're looking for. And when you go to cast these, they will obviously be like a bad hair day in a way, but they will have a nice shape and the profile in the water and colour. So I'm just bringing these together. As you see, they're very wide, but they will reduce. Tips are okay, they're lined up. I'm just going to check my length, making sure these ends are sitting the way I want. You're looking for a length. I'm looking at the length here, just slightly by the back of the hook. So then you want the hook, the wing to be right on the shank, right on top. You don't want a space between so you don't want it up here, you want it down there. If you want it up here and you pull the loop through, it'll take the thread will take it round the bend, and you want your wing on top. So make sure it's sitting on top. Now to pinch and loop is to basically take the thread up and into your finger and thumb. So you take it up and into your finger and thumb, pinch the thread to keep it tight. You bring it through your fingers on the other side, then you slowly pull, and you'll feel the loop coming through your fingers. Do it again, maybe again, just to make sure, just to check. And there's your wing. Looks not too bad. Now what I'm going to look for is where I've came in with thread, because sometimes you do travel forward a wee bit, but in this fly you don't have to worry too much. Just looking at this here, looks like a wee hackle in the middle. Sometimes that happens. But anyway, you trim the excess away. Now what I normally do when I'm tying like this, I take the thread down, tie in these ends. There we are. And then I get my mask. There we are. So I want the longer fibres this time. I want the hair that's at the front. This time I'm going to actually dub it on, so it's going to be a bit of wax, loosely. So basically, lightly as you can, just onto the thread. See what it's like. And once I've got it on the thread, take my fingers to the bottom of the dubbing and then a twist, keeping my fingers away from the guard hairs. I don't want to trap them in too much, and then I want to wind up towards the wing. And I go back, I want to just catch that very end there. See where I am, and then as I come up through, I'm going to bring my thread through, back down towards the eye and stroking back these fibres. Just stroke them back, there's returns. That looks fine. And then I want to basically varnish onto my thread, and then I'm going to whip finish, just nice and tight, take away any, I've got dubbing on my fingers here, but whip finish. You may catch the odd fibre, but you can always trim them away, tighten up, trim my thread away, do a wee quick look, and I've got, looks like a couple of fibres off the front of the eye there, you can see them. You can trim them away, or you can leave them, it's up to yourself. As long as you can get the what do you call it, nylon through the eye, you're fine. Pair of tweezers, just catch them, nick them out. There you are. See what it's like. And basically you can leave it like that, and that's it. Great fly at the beginning of the season. It's a good fly in the locks as well. As I say, if you're going to do it, try it with a claret thread, and if you want, even put a tail on it. If it's going to be like a grouse and kind of hare's ear, you want maybe a tippet tail or even just a hackle fibre tail. It's up to yourself. Good fly. It's a good old style. You can see the wing, nice and soft. It's lovely. Reduces, as I say, you've got to slightly exaggerate. I've got like a double hackle there. It's just the way the dubbins went on. If you didn't like the double hackle, you could always go in and tweak out some of these fibres. I don't want to pull out too much. Yes, I see, you could leave it, or just tweak it back. There we are. To get that nice shape. Looks better for the telly, as I say, but it's the fish will not mind it. Just looking at, I didn't get this one here. And there we are, as I say. That's a grouse and hare's ear. So, as I say, it's an old fly, good old style. Some nice methods in that. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And again, thanks for watching.